they picked up the Cho and there's no Jawhead anymore. So what does JP go for? There's no chip 2. Or is he gonna go for the Gato this time?
That might as well be the case. Because again, we know Liquid has deep pockets, but no, they learned their lesson yesterday. We're not gonna play the meta anymore. We'll play what we know.
They're sticking with it. It's something we saw from ONIC Philippines too, and eventually they did find a way to make it work. But now it's the Mage for Super Friends. Even the carry's still out, even the Kimmy's still out there, as we mentioned. Unless they're gonna go.
It's banned.
Okay.
So we go for what we expected anyways.
Nice.
Yep.
There's go.
Yeah, it was this or the Eve.
It was. Considering that there's a Joy though, so this probably would have been the safer option.
And more mobile.
ONIC Philippines. It feels like they're just so confident with the way they're drafting so far in the past 2 games. It's like they're able to foresee every single thing that might come out, and it's Team Liquid Philippines who, since yesterday, have been feeling a bit off.
Even as the game has already started, I think Liquid's learning a lot. So look at this. This is a adjustment from their draft in game 1, and the numbers are looking better already.
Yep. They have to show us, and they have to execute it as well in such a way that they're able to maximize this lineup's potential, because it has a lot. You can expect a lot of combinations, a lot of hero synergies. That's the Farsa, that's the Gatot. But let's see how everything unfolds as we throw it over to our casters.
Thank you so much, panel. Again, Brigida and Leo and Renmarian. And Renmarian's back on the desk with us once again. It's me and Ingon jumping into game 2 here. We'll see if tlph can go ahead and even out the series, or maybe they, I don't know, maybe they just want another reverse sweep under their hands here. We're going to find out. The lineup looks better, though, I would say, for the composition this time around for tlph.
Yeah.
You guys mentioned it a little bit in the draft. Let's take a quick look at the emblems. Anything standing out?
No, all pretty standard. Of course, Superfish going with its Tenacity and Inspire, 5% cooldown reduction, along with the Brave Smite, excuse me, for his low Yi. And one of the key interactions here for Team Liquid Philippines are their double Revitalize and the Gacha and High Loss. They should not hesitate to take those early to mid-game trades, because when you have that with you, that means even though ONIC Philippines, their damage might trump you in the early to mid, you have the regen to get through it and to potentially turn things around. So if ever they find themselves in a skirmish, and as long as Sanford and JP are together, go ahead, fight.
Yeah, but it seems like ONIC actually is on the driver's seat now, forcing
Carl 7-0 on the Joy?
Yeah, undefeated.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't realize that, actually.
Yeah, I was sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there, Ingon,
No, it's
but
okay.
wow.
Because that's an amazing stat, and let's see if Carl TZ will suffer his first defeat with the Joy, especially with the adjustments that they have. I do agree with what Renmar said in terms of, forcing things out. They can force a Revitalize 1 or 2 even before the turtle spawns.
That's the crazy thing. When was the last time we saw double Revitalize in the past couple? I mean, even the end of regular season, we haven't seen that too often. It was a strategy that teams like to go with, more so in the beginning of the regular season. But this is a whole lot of sustain that's going to help tlph, and maybe even help the fact that Carl TZ can play a little more aggressive even. And for those that missed it yesterday, Carl TZ just achieved a pretty big milestone for the MPL Philippines, where he hit 2,000 kills. First one in the MPL Philippines. Fight for the turtle.
Dark Wave there for Kirk. They all jump in, but a glorious pathway. Spirit of Destruction missed. So this might be an opening here for ONIC, but Carl TZ will secure the turtle. Super Friends caught in the middle as JP picks up a kill.
Exactly what we were talking about. Kirk might be up in the docket, but he'll be able to get away. The double Revitalize early on. Don't hesitate to fight. And tlph, they stuck true to that main condition.
That's exactly what it was, and that'll be the case for the majority of the early game. Now, at some point, obviously, ONIC Philippines will get the items that they need, and they'll be able to go ahead and counter play into that a little bit. But it's going to be a rough early to mid-game even. If tlph continues to go ahead and focus on objectives and then scale up, it's going to be troublesome. Brusco.
Purify pop down there by Sanji, so Brusco getting caught there by JP as King Kong tries to go for the chase, even use up the Retribution to bring down Sanji. Brusco escapes.
Oh, kills across the map. All right, so a kill onto Kirk. Carl TZ was able to get 1. And then a trade out for Sanji, who eventually, after getting kicked out of the sky, did fall down. Okay.
Yeah. Hey. you know, that Purify will help a little bit, but also the thing to take note of is Brusco has done pretty well on the Cho when it gets picked up. I think, you know, sitting at a positive win rate on it, 6-3 right now, is still the main thing. He's usually able to go ahead and find those exact targets that they need to, especially in some of the more crucial team fights later on. Ouch. Takes a lot of poke here, though, too, and that's one thing. Like I said, man, the Farsa has risen up once again in a lot of these compositions that we're seeing just because of that early burst, the jump.
AOG jump there for JP. They want to go for Kirk. And it looks like he's going to fall down, but in exchange for Sanji as King Kong picks up another kill and both teams will disperse.
All right, good trade there. Good sense by King Kong to just jump straight into the backline, take Sanji down as the other members of Team Liquid Philippines were focused on Kirk. This should go a little bit better for ONIC Philippines in contesting this turtle, but Sanji will be back in time. And it looks like it's going to be a full-on 5v5 considering the two gold laners are nearby. Let's see, though, where Oheb and Kelro will go. It seems like they are focused more on just getting the farm.
Yeah, Oheb's got to do that, though. So he went, cleared mid. He's going to go back down bottom. The fight for the turtle, though, we'll see if... Oh, throws the spear.
There's the SOD and the glorious pathway there from Sanford. Kirk jumps in for the Infernal Pursuit as King Kong gets the turtle, though. But a clash still going on. JP might fall down here, but the first man down is Brusco. Next one is JP. And both teams again will disperse, but there's going to be a diversion, though.
Where's that going to go?
Okay.
Oh, no, they're going to be sending them back. Oh, Kirk still holding on, trying to do everything he can to be able to clear up the minion wave. And he avoids getting taken down. Oheb, good call to not commit the Spear of Destruction to go into the fight. It seems like Team Liquid Philippines just told him, go ahead, focus on the farm, get the tower instead. That's more important now.
Yeah, and ultimately leading to pretty much even, you know, across the board for the most part. Both teams still looking to find that momentum in this game, but tlph responds with focusing on an objective, and that's space is what they want to go, because they bring an Oheb now up the top side. He's going to be working on that tier 1 there too, alongside the help with Sanford as they force off Kirk. So this is the play for tlph. Oh, hold on, JP.
Trying to collapse onto JP, but he's quite hacky. SOD is going to connect good Dark Wave there from Kirk, but they cannot sustain the damage, though. JP picks up another kill as he jumps in, but OM is going to fall down. Another weak Shadow Kill coming in from King Kong. And now Super Prince is left there.
Oh, good counter there by ONIC. They all lined up and it looked perfect for Oheb, but he eventually got taken down. But that tight fighting path meant that the damage of below you would be great. King Kong finds Carl, but Carl still trying to get away. Sanford here to help him out.
Close call. That was close.
That was calculated. That was either close, that was calculated, that was all of it. Right? That's what you see when it's a Joy and a Hayabusa, of course, trying to fake out each other. So ultimately, we're still at the same precipice of this. You know, it's basically even. You have this next turtle coming up. Both of the teams have won themselves. We'll see who gets this last and final turtle of the game. ONIC Philippines is going to get in position. They'll continue to put pressure for tlph over on the other side with Oheb. We'll see if he joins this fight as Kawa takes down the tier 1 top side. Now the response from tlph for this is also going to be crucial. They've only got the one Revitalize. Sanji is going to be okay too. Has his Purify. Brusco goes in with a Conceal.
Oh, the target might be Sanji, but instead went with Carl TZ. AOG again paired up with the Glorious Pathway. The Spear of Destruction is not going to connect. That's why King Kong was able to pick off one. Next target might be Sanji there. And got caught off by Kirk. JP falls down. A double. And 3 will fall down for tlph.
Brusco does it again. Smooth on the Conceal and the kick. A slick kick by Brusco.
Yeah, I was commenting about that earlier, man. He's got one of the better records on the Cho, and he's able to find the right targets at the right moment. Again, just the pressure of him, you know, just being on the Cho is enough to keep a lot of teams kind of second guessing on exactly how they want to approach these fights. This turtle's now up. tlph is going to get in position. They drop down the pathway.
Yeah, Carl TZ doesn't have retribution, so they're going for the kills instead. Beautiful kick once again from Brusco to catch Carl TZ. Sanji jumps in the picture. Again. SOD again will miss. And this time, Kelra in the picture. Salmon Force drop down.
And it looks like tlph needs to run away as ONIC Philippines know that the gold laner of TL missed the SOD. And they only lose Sanford. That could have been an absolute disaster. Yeah, way worse for Team Liquid.
Could have been way worse there, and it's, I don't know, man, every single time, I don't know what it is about these spears being thrown right now by Oheb, but sometimes it takes just that one at the crucial moment. Now, some of these team fights, again, yes, they're going in favor of ONIC Philippines. They're starting to build some of that lead, but ultimately, knowing tlph, they'll still go ahead and get ready to fight for that first Lord. They still got a minute plus to go ahead and get what they need. They're not too far behind, but the problem is, again, if OHEB decides to just plan himself up, let's say he does miss the next Spear of Destruction, then yeah, that's not going to be good, but a Conceal is going to be used.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
There's a diversion though. Spear of Destruction again will miss as Kirk working on Sanji. There's a Revitalize though. Kirk jumps in with the Infernal Pursuit. One more hit onto Sanji, but gets ganked up and collapsed on by tlph. Kirk is going to fall down.
All right, good positional adjustment there by Team Liquid Philippines to make sure Sanji will be able to get away, and they end up winning the trade with Kirk going down. It means though that ONIC Philippines has stopped a major sequence for Team Liquid in the mid, and now they'll be able to clear up top and go back to the mid lane tower again to continue trying to defend it. 28 seconds before the Lord spawns. Still a very, very close game. No clear advantage in terms of the gold, in terms of the items. Right now, it's just who can press buttons better.
Yeah, that's what it's coming down to, the execution here for both the teams. tlph will find another pickoff if they can, but that's what you got to watch out for on the other side. Brusco having the flicker available on the chill. Could choose to do it even before they decide to take the Lord. Real quick, how's items looking?
All right, in terms of the two gold laners, neck and neck, already getting closer to a Holy Crystal is Kelra. 2 core items for the Moskov. Well, diversion going to the mid. Are they going to get Sanford?
Okay.
No, they won't.
Yeah, they'll back off of it. But they're going to go ahead and get control of this Lord and perhaps even just take this one. Carl TZ's got the information, but they're blitzing this.
Oh, they're blitzing it. Carl TZ in the picture, but got Augur entry there by King Kong. Now they want to go for it to punish. SOD finally connects, but Brusco with a beautiful kick onto Carl TZ, but still gets taken down. Now they're going to steal away the purple buff, so Brusco for a Lord.
Hell of a punish there by Team Liquid, and yeah, the SOD that finally landed led to something good for TL, but ONIC did get the Lord, and they will lose their tower in mid. So it's a massive trade. It's the Lord, which ONIC will be able to push out with, but Team Liquid Philippines finally got the tower in the mid lane that they've been eyeing for the past few minutes now. Look at the items of the junglers, very close. Holy Crystal, Magic Lantern already completed by Carl TZ. The core items for Hayabusa locked in all the way up to a Malefic Roar and War Axe as well. They are both very online.
Early engaged, Kirk has used the Infernal Pursuit because the Glorious Path they dropped out. Kelra again with 7-4 even blinkers in, trying to chase right after OHEB.
Kelra still alive! King Kong is unstoppable! Kirk falls! Diversion, where is this going? It's just gonna be to advance their push even further. 3 down on the side of Liquid.
I can't believe OHEB even got away. Kelra used the flicker to try to catch him, but didn't. So they might be able to still defend this even with just the 2 of them. Shield's gonna pop, Lord's taken care of. Midway still pushing in. Here's ONIC Philippines in the base.
Brusco charging in with a Jeet Kundo. It might be endable there. Purify there for Sanji to be able to clear out the minions, but they burst him down. Kelra, King Kong,
minions.
and Super Prince has to back off because the minions spawn for tlph. This might be an opening.
JP with the A! OG to take down the Monster Mage! Team Liquid have defended. ONIC have overstepped.
Oh, ONIC Philippines, they saw the finish line, but tlph said no, not yet.
It felt like I watched this last night. Game 5, Team Falcons versus tlph.
Hey man, at this point, it feels like we've been here already for a week, right? But let's take a look at the replay here. This is what we're talking about. They go in, they make a play on Sanji, but it's good for OHEB. Like I said, think how important it was that he didn't die from when Kelra went, because if he did get him, that'd be game over.
Yeah, and Sanji was able to maximize the Feathered Airstrike because he pressed Purify just in time to cancel the cancel of Brusco onto the Farsa. So that meant that OHEB was still able to lock down onto the final Siege minion so that they can push out. It still is a dire situation for the Cavalry though, because we cannot deny ONIC Philippines are most definitely still in control. The big difference in gold is actually in the mid lane. Only up to a Blood Wings is the Farsa, but the Lo Yi has 3 core items already locked in, the Enchanted Talisman, Glowing Wand, and his own Blood Wings as well.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy about it, because Sanji, even despite being down in terms of gold against Super Prince, you're still seeing how much damage a Feathered Airstrike can do. And yeah, the right timing or key timing on that Purify is going to be crucial for him in avoiding Brusco even. So Lord is up once again. There's been a whole lot of action already just near that 13.5-minute mark for this one. We'll see if tlph has an answer. You know, a lot of the team fights that have broken out have all been from ONIC Philippines deciding to go and make something happen. With one base turret down in the mid lane, tlph will go and try to make an adjustment. They can manage the waves pretty easily though, because that is that mid wave turret down, but you can already see where ONIC Philippines is deciding to plant themselves here. They might go for some sneaky maneuvers.
Split push potential there from Brusco and Kelra, but I think...
yeah, they got to join the fight.
Yeah, they have to join the fight because, again, Brusco has been the main initiator for the side of ONIC Philippines, but the best part is for tlph. They can punish whatever execution Brusco does right now because of the double revitalized setup and the glorious pathway and AOG that they have.
Right, look at the items. Dominance Ice, Athena's Shield for the high loss. Still on the way to the Dom Ice, but already has Radiant Armor and Athena's Shield, actually, for the Phoveus of Kirk. They see who Stalwart's going to be important. They're sending a diversion up top, so that's a massive sure-up held there by ONIC.
Oh, tlph bursting it down. Glorious pathway to the lane, but King Kong steals away the Lord!
And tlph are just going to try to get consolation prizes, but they get Brusco! And ONIC Philippines are still running, but Team Liquid cannot continue the chase.
They lose Brusco. That's fine. They got the Lord. He's not going to be up for this push here, so it might be an opportunity for tlph to clear out the Lord, stop the push from doing too much damage here.
Are they?
Well, what are they going to do?
Are they going to try to hold it here in the center of the map? That's difficult against a low Yi.
It's a little risky.
They're trying to do a high clear here. Turk goes in with a Dark Wave. Kelra, Zaman Force popped down already. OHEB able to free hit. Sanji already used up the Feathered Airstrike. No, but they burst down Sanford! Now Super Prince looking to execute OHEB there. Kirk, though, got taken down. Diversion. Where are they going to go? They might go back. King Kong with a shadow kill there, and 2 will fall down for tlph.
Carl back on the map. He's going to try and get Kelro. Can he burst him down? Baby! Cakes with a shutdown onto the Harris.
And one crucial Spear of Destruction changed everything. Super Prince almost got OHEB there, but Sanji with the save.
Oh, man. Earlier, last game, we saw the KK connection, even if it was a different variation, and now we're seeing the Baby Cakes duo make work here, staying in the game. We said this minutes ago. tlph needed to buy time. Ren Marian, they have bought time.
Bro, I know what's going on in the Philippines, man. There's something in the water, and it sure as hell isn't fluoride.
The decision to go and high clear that Lord despite the ONIC having a Louis. And again, they have trouble locking down Kelra, so assuming that the Zaman Force is dropped down, he's just gonna dance away. But still, OHEB was able to back off, and then right on time as soon as Carl TZ jumps in, the SOD connects.
Oh, man. Again, they find themselves here at this point. Lord's still a ways away. A minute on the clock for that to come up. So ONIC Philippines, you know, you're starting to see them being like, all right, we're gonna have to kind of adjust our game plan here with this. And this is where some of those important diversions can come into play. That's always something that they can pull out of the sleeves here with Super Prince. You're seeing how much damage there is in difference here between the two teams as well. And that's all been the story because tlph has had to play catch up in terms of itemization. But now I feel like they're actually in that capability to fight. You know, the way that it's been playing here. Now that's something that ONIC Philippines has to consider even before this next Lord does come up. Right now, too, you got tanky front line for tlph to deal with, plus still the 2 Revitalize are going to be crucial in that next take. So right now, just kind of a face-off while the junglers go and get their buffs. They got to make sure they go ahead and play this right. They might also use OHEB, unless he decides to stick with the team here.
Okay.
Oh, it's just going to throw the spear.
Conceal.
It hit.
SOD connects onto Kelra.
they
OHEB jumps in once again, but Brusco, what a beautiful team gonna do. Can't go onto the back with a weaky shadow kill. They're gonna bring down Sanji!
tlph are falling apart. ONIC Philippines have done it yet again. Wiped out are the cavalry.
In exchange for Kirk, ONIC Philippines again, just like what we witnessed in game number 1. A dominant win for the Sonics.
Bruce Goat. Just when Team Liquid